Hey there everybody, post-production Shago here. Welcome to the last of the Vile God side quests I have to do. Well, not really having to do, they're all completely optional since those side quests doesn't really do anything if you've gotten all the Furies from the Goddess storyline. But technically our last side quest is supposed to be in the subterranean tower. But I had the Chain Furies thing put on whilst I was here, just so I could find a Kaiser Mecha Pen Path, which I actually found on the 3rd floor. You can actually find it on 3rd floor, you can actually find it on floor 4 and floor 5. Just attack the, I think it's the Manju's Remains, or whatever it's called, and they will appear with them. They don't actually appear on the field, you have to specifically attack them. And you need 3 of those to complete the quest for S rank, to get the S ranking quest if you haven't already done that, so yeah. I'm just showing that off. He's actually pretty easy to get rid of. Unlike when we had similar things in Shukesu's tower and they're all bulky ass. And yeah, Shukesu's tower you don't actually have the assistance of the Furies, so I don't get to do as much stupid damage as I'd actually do normally. Also, I should mention that I did all these side quests before doing Shukesu's tower, so yeah, everything's more or less out of order. So, Imperial Blue Dragon here, he knows the Tech 3 ice-based attacks, he also knows the, which is, I think, Glacial Spike, which he's just showing off here, and he also knows Maelstrom, and I don't want him to use Maelstrom because that hurts and that hits everybody regardless of where they are. Glacial Spikes is fine because it's only a single target, but it does do a lot of damage. So I will be pretty much telling him no to having him using any magic. Because I will be using the Prohibition spell with the Polyonis here, which silences everybody for a time. The other alternative thing I could do is do what I did in Shukesu's tower, and had Harley team spam wall. But I didn't actually think of that when I was doing this originally, so yeah, basically just everybody's silenced. I'm just going to try and either wait it out. Well, basically I'm going to have to wait it out because I can't really use any of my strongest magics. I can't really actually. It basically just means I can't use my healers to do any healing. Which you might think that's a bad idea, but at the same time, this guy's not doing mass damage to everybody, so it's less mass damage, more mass damage, and me just spending like half the time trying to revive people, which it's gonna happen in another fight that's gonna be in this video, I believe. It's been a while. Well, it's not really been a while. It's just like half the memory of a goldfish. But I believe this guy, the dragon, loses his silent status before Apollonius does. He gets it healed here, and I'm kind of sort of concerned that he's going to use some kind of spell next turn because it's his turn next. But everybody's still silenced, so I'm just going to be like, you know what? I might be silenced, but I can still use my skills and I can still use my EXA, and hoping that this kills him, because if it doesn't, it's likely that the dragon's going to attack Apollonius and kill him. He's going to use a spell and probably kill everybody. So yeah, kind of glad that Apollonius is super buff. Speaking of buffs, I probably could have done with some more. But yeah, that's technically the last side quest. The ones that I did miss are in the Shiro Plains, and I actually had to have a look at the map just to make sure that I had done. And I noticed that there was a quest marker by where the other quest marker was when I was last here. Because I think there's 2 side quests you get in the Shiro Plains where you have to battle monsters. And if you actually don't, if you actually skip all the quests and you get all the Shiro Plains ones, they actually happen like one after the other. So if you do something stupid like I end up doing in this one, I basically use the same strategies I did before, because I believe these guys can cast Explosion, which pretty much hurts everybody in AoE when they group together, which is why I end up doing a lot. And they can also use the speed up buff, which I'm also not a fan of because there's no speed down debuff on our side, and we don't actually, I don't think we actually get the speed up buff on anybody. I'll probably check that actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I'm silencing everybody once again just so these guys can't do anything serious. And I'm basically just gonna wail them until either silence wears off and I get to destroy everybody, or I get to attention gauge up on Apollonius and just ruin everybody. And as you can obviously, their normal attack is doing nothing compared to like the Imperial Blue Dragon, who's like supposed to be the strongest side quest monster we have to fight. I mean, we should be. To be fair, I probably should have fought this one like a couple of dungeons before this. Oh yeah, I did actually notice that second guy actually does get recovery off, and I'm pretty sure Apollonius is still silent, so I can't do anything about it. So he's probably going to cause us the most grief. And kind of thought Sherman, I was wondering what I'm doing here. Like, I'm thinking Sherman had got on silence. I think it was somebody else. But yeah, I decided I'm just going to attack the other one, the one that's not silenced, instead of just killing the other one, because that's just me being sensible, I guess, quote unquote. I really should have killed the other one as well whilst I was at it, probably using an AOA. I believe he eventually gets his silence recovery as well, so one of them has to die now, and well, Eruption Edge, I believe Eruption Edge didn't actually get the kill, it really should have done. So yeah, here comes the explosions, and I think next turn one of them actually does in fact use the speed up, in which case, and that's when I start being the rather annoyed that Apollonius hasn't had his silence cured yet. That being said, the XCs are really good at absolutely murdering things. Also, Apollonius is AoE rather than single target, which is super nice. So the one that's now dead, that should have been dead before, is now definitely dead. And now here I am wondering what I should be doing with Tiara. Tiara can't really do much because her attack's not really that great. And yeah, here comes the speed up, and I'm like, this is one of the things I don't like, because like I said, I'm pretty sure we don't get somebody who has a speed up buff for us, and we don't get a speed down debuff aside from a certain character in the Vile Goddess storyline, and even then, that's getting the required debuff is dependent on RNG. But I'll get to explain that once that character shows up and joins the party. That being said, this other guy needs to go before he starts just getting turn after turn because of speed up. So EXEs ice beams of death, even though they resist it, which if they resist it, that probably means they are weak to lightning based attacks. But not that I really care, he's almost dead, and we go with magical magic, which it's a rather redundant name for an EXE, and I think in both the English and Japanese voices, the Lord is pretty much like, I'm going to execute magical. I think she just really got the name on a whim rather than anything else. But yeah, those two are dead. Thank goodness. I hate probably one of the worst fights you can get. But here's the main thing I wanted to do in the Shura Plains, which is not, well, aside from bonking on every wall in the actual area, is to actually go to the Valley of Swords area, because there's actually a quest marker here as well. Now this isn't actually a boss fight or anything. This is the quest I actually mentioned, I think I mentioned a couple of times now. But you get a cutscene here, and we're probably talking about the big sword on the ground. And basically the big sword on the ground is, well, since it's a Fury, it probably has a fairy inside. Basically it wants you to be more popular, and The game actually technically doesn't tell you what be more popular means, but I'm actually going to tell you right now, be more popular means quest rank S. And if you didn't do it in the Goddess story in New Game Plus, if you're doing this thing New Game Plus, you have to do the Kaisermecha Penpa thing in Subterranean Tower. But if you have the actual cutscene that says, hey, you've actually done this thing, actually triggers straight after this one. Also, it's not first, so I'm just happy to just go ahead and be all like, hey, I'm commentating over this. But yeah, that's basically all you have to do. Just get to quest rank S, just get to as many quests you can done until you actually receive the S rank quest. It'll be the important one. Complete that, and voila, you are complete that. Turn it in at the pub. Congratulations, you are now quest rank S. So yeah, there is probably some good in doing the pub side quests after all, because this, I believe. This actually gives you like multiple furies if you're actually doing Val God first, and you haven't actually done everything in Goddess. Because I've got like all the furies in Goddess story, I actually didn't get any furies for neither the Lola's side quest or here, which is a thing. But yeah, this is pretty much all I have to say about this, and I'm wondering how long is this cutscene going on, because it's a cutscene and it's taking its time, and that's usually one of these things that this game actually doesn't do, is to be a little long-winded with the cutscenes, which I've kind of been liking.
A few inches later.
Oh yeah, here's the success quest thing. Like I said, I'm already quest rank S at this point, so the thing triggers straight away. You also get this side quest in Evil Goddess as a spoiler. There's actually a few side quests involving the Valley of Swords area in that thing. This is one of them. I don't think you get it until near the end of the game, so there's that. And here we are, basically at what I'm going to be calling our main event. We're pulling the S-Rank Fury out of the Valgard. We got this S-Rank Fury from Shukesa's Tower by turning the Platinum Emblem in at the pub. And, well, I mentioned that this particular one is a lot harder than the S-Rank Goddess one, because it's the Valgard himself. And, yeah, he has a lot of HP and he has a lot of powerful attacks to back himself up, so if you are struggling with this, I wouldn't blame you if you switch the difficulty down to Amateur if you have that DLC. That being said, we have two healers on standby. I have buffs and debuffs. I should also mention that Valgard is immune to being launched, which kind of makes sense since he's always floating in the air. So yeah, he's immune to being launched. My usual strategy of doing regular attack, launch, and then follow through doesn't really work. So I basically just do standard attacks until he kind of dies. And on the event that he actually does something like this, which ruins everybody's lives, I have healers and stuff to deal with that. Obviously the Valgard is obviously not undead, so you might want to you really need to be careful using your heal-alls, because that will heal the Valgard should he be like around. And I believe he's also resistant to debuffs, which is why I didn't actually try and do that with him. But yeah, there's nothing really much to say. I mean, he's pretty much like final boss difficulty. And if you can easily defeat the Valgard here, you basically have a good chance of being good for like the rest of the game. Like for this two novel stories, since the final boss for both the Goddess and the Vile God story is essentially the same thing. I'll be brutally honest. I want to say slight spoilers, but we already know the Vile God is up and about, and Mariana is up to something with the Vile God. So yeah, we're going to figure out how that's going. So now that we have him avalanche, this is normally the time where I just go ahead and just start spamming special moves, because once his guard's broken when you actually trigger an avalanche, or normally it's when you're supposed to start spamming your special attacks like Skyfall and any other powerful thing, because his defense is down and it'll actually do a lot more damage compared to like normal attacks. So yeah. Using your XEs, using your specials as necessary once his guard's broken, and really you got nothing to worry about aside from the fact that all his attacks actually do hurt still. And I know I did that on normal difficulty. Usually I have a lot more. I have much more problems with this normally, and yeah. This is actually last Fury we pull out of the Vile God, and during a certain part of the storyline, which I'll mention shortly, you actually get a cutscene from when you pull every Fury out of the Vile God, and well, you're going to see that right now.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございます。
さあ、気合い入れていくよ。
まさか。
頑張る。
マジカルエフェクト。ゲインフィジカルアッ
お覚悟を。回復。
さーてと。マジカルエフェクト。ゲインフィジカルアット。
僕ですね。
手加減せん。たーや。
さていくよ。貫け、それ。
まさか。
始める。
マジカルエフェクト。ゲインフィジカルアット。
どなたが相手かしら。これでいきます。
覚悟しな。
きます。はっ行くぞ。たあうらららふん。
いくよ
まさか
頑張る。やあ重い叩く。これでいきます。
まだまだ行くぜ。抑えられない。僕ですね。よし。
私ですわね。これでいきます。まだ私としたことが。
みんな
これでいきます。
やらせてもらう。消えろ。おりゃ
使う。お金が。頑張る。いける。始めます。これでいきます。いくよ。みんな直れ。
覚悟しな。切る。だれ。いきます。回復。何すんのよ。痛いの飛んでけ。 だれ。
悟を。痛いの飛んでけ始めます。これでいきます。
力のみなぎりを感じる。
さーてと、うりゃっきり叩き割る。まさか
出番。カリン、重いスピアーモード。
任せておけ。うららら。
必中。さていくよ。痛いの飛んでけ
任せておけ。この一撃で夢のうちに花が散りけ。
頑張る。
リミットアタックスーパーノヴァ。
バンカー
固定完了。どうぞ。
放つ。
やらせてもらう。これで
いけそう。しわくさいね。ありませんわ。痛いの飛んでけ
さーてと、
オーバーリミットアタックフォースインパクト。いくよ。
こいつでとどめ。
いっけ
ー。出番。
リミットアタックスーパーノヴァ。
お願いカリン。
チャージ今です。
分かった。
行くぞ。覚悟はいいか。未練のなかろう。次だ。この剣にかけて。
俺は強くなる。
Now, as I mentioned, the that particular cutscene actually has a trigger, and it's actually technically two triggers. The first is you have to pull all the Furies out of the Vanguard, and the second one depends on where you are in the storyline. It triggers when you enter, or if you're in Godly Revival, either at the end of each of the three storyline paths, or before you head to Kivara Desert, before you travel back in time to get the Fate Drop. There is also one that also happens for pulling all the Furies out of the Goddess as well. I'm actually going to post that. I'm actually going to put this one up in a minute. It's actually also voiced in, if you have the voices set to Japanese, it's, for some reason it's not in English. Blame typical like Idea Factory Compile Heart stuff for that, because yeah, I have experience in some cutscenes being voiced and not in other different languages with these sort of games. But anyway, that's it from me. I will see you next time for the grand finale of the Vanguard story. Take care, and I'll see you guys then. Ciao!
全部抜いたぜ、女神の剣。
いよいよね。
ああ、長かったけどこれで全部終わりだ。そんじゃ行くぜ、目覚めろ女神。今こそ復活の時。
復活しませんね。
おい、なんか呪文みたいなのがあるんじゃねえのか。
そんなこと言われたって知らないわよ。
じゃあどうすんだよ、かっこつけて叫んだ俺の立場は。
ってそっちかい。
これはやっぱりフェイスドロップがないせいじゃないかな。
女神の剣は全部抜いたのにか。
女神の剣を抜くのはもちろんだけど、フェイスドロップも揃って初めて女神は復活するんだ。
そうですのね。
女神の剣5本とかでフェイスドロップ1つ分にカウントしてくんないかな。
そんなおかしな得点マークじゃないんですから。無茶言わないでよ。
地道にフェイスドロップ探してまた出直すしかないね。
はあ、やっぱりそう簡単にはいかないか。